Hello, CFA Nation, Gabe.
I saw that.
Did you?
And the winner, Nick, is here.
You know, you guys know what you're here for, all right? Our three wickets. I just gotta say, I made a prediction yesterday, and Nick jumped on top of that. Like, gave it to real slow. We said, hey, CSK might just go ahead and beat Mumbai Indians. I was wrong. They didn't beat them. Not even a little bit. CSK, just to let you know, 20 overs, they mustered 114. At one point, it looked like it was going to be RCB. They were going to break RCB's all-time record of 49. Just saying, Nick. RCB holds that record, or the lowest scored in the IPL this year, which didn't happen because they made it to 114. But it was ugly. It was all kinds of ugly.
It was beautiful.
Will say, even though it was ugly, I was happy, Nick, with the decisions to bring in the youngsters. You know what I mean? Start building for next year. And I mentioned this before on the last stream, right?
It worked out really good.
You know, it didn't work out, but you gotta find out what you have and give guys some confidence. What did I say the other day about the win with RCB? They were clearly in a position to win. You know what I like? That Virat Kohli wasn't thinking about stats, wasn't thinking. He said, let me get this young guy in here to try to get some runs and build some confidence because we might. That's what you do. You build a team. So I like that we did that. And people say, hey, Gaikwad can play. He was right behind either Paddock or Shubman Gill in domestic 1 and 2 for runs scored. So they better have Gaikwad in there the rest of the year, and hopefully he builds that confidence and gets used to playing. You know, with that being said, though, you know, and I guess I'm going to jump right into CSK, Mumbai Indians. What did I like? I like that they finally went out, Nick, and did what I suggested. Get what you need, okay? What do you need? Young players. So they bought young players. They started putting them to the fire, putting them to the test, getting them that experience. And that's all you can ask. I mean, the season's lost. The season's lost. Let's work through it. With that being said, you know, I also like that when everybody, and on the day when guys went out, I mean, Gaikwad, 0 runs. Faf, oh man, Faf. Anybody who started Faf today as their captain, sorry.
Not
1
me.
for 7. Raidu, 2. Listen to the first 3 guys. 0, 1, 2, 0 for Jagadijian. It's not until Dhoni, who puts up a fight, 100 strike rate, 16 for 16, that anybody even got more than an over. Holy cow, that's ugly. It was insane. I think at one point, it was, what was it, Nick? It was 3 runs, 3 overs, and no, it was 3 runs, 3 overs, and 3 wickets. 3-3-3. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so ugly. It's so ugly, bro.
It was so beautiful. Boomra, boomra, boomra. This match is everything you want to see as a Mumbai fan. This match is everything I want to see Gabe's team go down. And I got to say it, CSK fans are so spoiled. Here's where I get lit up. Here's where I get destroyed. Here's where I get even more people hating me. But I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care because I got to speak the truth. CSK is garbage this year. And all the CSK fans, they're garbage. CSK fans, yeah, stop it. CSK fans, they can't handle it. They cannot handle it. They're so used to just every year being the cream of the crop, being so good, being the playoffs every year. I mean, every single stream, we got people saying, hey, CSK can still make it. They can still win this match. By gosh darn it, we can do it. We've done it before. Don't worry about 2013 when this thing happened on the solstice of the whatever. The CSK fans, they can't handle this. They have no idea what's going on. They got punched in the mouth 2 or 3 times. They have a concussion. They have no idea where left or right is. This was such an enjoyable match because CSK, they beat Mumbai in the first match. They had Mumbai's number. This is different CSK right now. And the thing that's beautiful, this is the difference between a bad team and a good team. And I'm sorry, this is a bad team. This is the difference. RCB has 2 losses just like this where they scored 109 in one and like 120 in another. At least CSK scored 114 in this one. CSK's got 2, they got 120 and 114. The difference, RCB's in 3rd place. They're going to the playoffs. CSK is in last place. They're not going to sniff the playoffs. That's the difference.
Here's the thing. As a lifetime winner, because I'm a Yankees fan, I understand what it's like I'm just saying, I understand what it's like to always be expecting greatness. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, here's the thing: you can take, a person out of poverty and put them in the riches, right? But you can't take a person from the riches and put them in poverty. You know what I mean? You can go from rags to riches. It can't go the other way around. You can't go from riches to rags, and that's just being real. All right, it's a shock to the system. Like what, huh? That's why. And I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna do a little drive by. That's why Nick was so content with his little playoff victory this year. Okay, we haven't gone to the playoffs and won a playoff this
I
year.
loved it.
And as a Yankees fan, I'm like, I'm disgusted. You know what I mean? I'm disgusted because it's World Series a bust. All right, that's just the reality. All right, so I understand CSK's fans predicament. However, if CSK fans did not see this thing today as anything more than a win, then they don't really understand the inner workings of sports and how you build teams. All right, Rome wasn't built in a day. Sometimes you got to tear it down. All right, sometimes you got to tear it down in order to build it back up. The Rays are perfect at that. Nick, what team was just in the playoffs with, again, one of the other smallest payrolls and has gone to the World Series twice, won the World Series, and then blown the team up again? Who does
The
that?
Marlins.
The Marlins, right? You got to break it down. And you're not going to win with the same strategy this year. So I love that they put Gaekwad in. Did it work? No. But you got to give him more than a game. You know what I'm saying? You got to let the guy fail. You got to look at this as a win, CSK. Whether it's Fleming or Doney, they're changing their mentality and saying we can't win with the team we put out there this year. We need some fresh young blood. We need some young Indian batsmen, and we got two of them in there today. Unfortunately, none of them produce, but over the next 3 games, hopefully they get enough confidence where they do. So I take this as a victory, okay? Because they finally realized what they needed to do. Also, they also bowled Tahir. That don't make sense to me. Why are you bowling Tahir now? You know what I'm saying? So that he could go out there and get hurt. Save him from next season. Save the bullets on his arm. I didn't even understand that concept, but whatever. That's besides the point.
You have been asking for Tahir in every episode
It's
so far after every match. They finally did it. It was over a few matches ago. Listen,
wow!
And I know that's going to tick off some people too. I'll get at least 6 or 7 comments for that one. I will.
A few matches ago, just
a few matches. Gabe, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Listen,
it was over at least a match ago. It was over.
You can take this as a victory. You know what I'm going to take this as an actual victory because Mumbai won. Mumbai chased him in the 13th over. We had a match uglier than this. Kolkata and who was that? The Royals or something like that. 85-89, right? It took them to the 13th over to get to 89. Mumbai got to 160. And I'm sorry. Let me go right into what I liked. Mumbai was able to chase.
I forgot to say what I liked about Mumbai. I liked that I picked the 2 guys, no joke, on my team today, and I'm going to put it to get right now for you guys on the channel when I edit this. The only 2 guys that got the bat, Mumbai only needed 2 guys. The only 2 guys that went off, because what else can I like, all right? The only 2 guys that went off for Mumbai.
You got to mention 2 things.
Ishan Kishan, baby.
You're the bowling guy. You're the bowling guy. I was literally just going to say, what did I like? The fact that you just totally took the thunder away from it. Mumbai only needed 2 guys. 2 of them. There was a guy in the comment section of one of our videos or this video, the stream, that said, I'm mad at Ishan Kishan. I'm like, why are you mad at him? Because he didn't get to cock some more points. He didn't let him go at the strike more. They saw the same amount of balls. I'm just mad that I finally dropped Ishan Kishan a few matches ago. This guy got 68 on 37. Get out of here with your 400. 68 on 37, okay? DeCock, 46 on 37. DeCock was 4 away from a 50. Ishan Kishan got his 68. And I know what you guys are going to say. Oh, he's good for only a few matches like this. He's only been in like 6 matches. He's only got to strike like 5 times. He's got a 99 and he's got a 68. Ishan Kishan, I think you're doing all right. And I love the hair. It's getting longer and longer. The bowling, you've got to be impressed with that, though. I'm surprised you didn't go there. You got to be impressed with the bowling. You had Bolt. I'm sorry. You got 4 wickets. Jeez Louise. Bumrah got 2 early wickets. Shahar got 2 wickets. Still early, but kind of in the middle of all their wicket taking. They got 9 away from CSK. They could destroyed that nut run rate even more. Mumbai, they didn't lose a single wicket. That's what I loved. They did not lose a single wicket at all. What I like on CSK side.
Can you give Bolt a little bit more love? You just said it like it's nothing. Repeat his line for a second.
Why didn't you say it? You're the bowling guy. You had to steal my thunder. I've been mentioning Bolt all season long. The guy's amazing. But this is the thing, Gabe. This is the thing. When you see it time and time and time again, right? You see it time and time again. You're picking little minor victories over there because, Sam Curran, he did his thing. He got 52. Very nice for him.
He said
time and time again. I mean, four is tough.
That's what I'm saying. 4 wickets, yum, 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 delicioso.
You don't see 4 every day. I mean, that is a special performance. It's absolutely fantastic. But, what else is new with Mumbai, right? And their bowling deepness. I mean, their depth. What else is new? Look at the batting from CSK. I'll get to that later. But Sam Curran, people think I hate Sam Curran. No, it's the other Curran that I dislike very much. Tom Curran. I have nothing against Sam Curran. My biggest thing with him was I made a comment about how the experiment failed and the entire world betrayed me on that. He's not opening anymore, so I think I was right. They should have had opening this time. They should have kept the experiment going because it would have made a whole bunch of difference in my opinion. But the guy got 52. He got a half century. In a day when your entire team only gets 114, you get almost half the runs. That's super impressive. He's the one that allowed them to even survive for the whole 20 overs. So that was super impressive from him. That's what I loved about CSK. Gabe?
To your point, Sam Curran is the number 1 all-rounder right now, guys. Number 1, at least in the fantasy points. Between the wickets he takes and the runs he gets, he's the number 1 all-rounder. So he does a job, but I didn't want to even mention it because I don't care. If we need 40 or 50 from Sam Curran, honestly, if we need Sam Curran to score 50 runs a game, we lost. I like the fact that they brought in the young guys, Nick, because look at your RCB. You get Padikkal out there, okay? You get even Mumbai. They've got Ishan Kishan. They've got the Pandit brothers. Look at DC, okay? I know people are gonna kill him, but they still got Pant, right? Young Indian batsman. He may drive you crazy, but he gives you 30 runs a game too, cousin, before he throws away his wicket. Can a brother get on Lade? I say, can CSK get 30 runs and then give it away? I will gladly trade Tahir, Satner, both for Pant. Right now, let's do it. Easily.
You have been calling for Satner this entire time. You've been calling for Tahir this entire time. You were calling for Curran to get benched 3 matches ago. This is just, guys, if you don't believe me, watch the R3 wickets for every CSK. He gets what he wants, and he still complains about it. That's what happens when you follow a losing team. Again, Mumbai lost 0 wickets. Gabe, what did you dislike? Now, please, don't take an hour, okay? Don't take an hour. What did you dislike?
You know what? Here's what I disliked. And people are going to be like, how could you dislike that when Guy Quad didn't perform? How could you guys? I know sports. I've been around I'm old. I'm 40 years old. I coach. I played. My nephew plays college ball. My son. I know sports. They did the right thing. The execution may not have been there, but the thought process was right. Put the young guys in there. The only thing, if you're going with the youth movement, why are you putting in a 42-year-old Tahir in there? Like, it's over. Season's over. There was somebody said something on the stream, and I think they might have said it tongue in cheek because those dugout guys, they're hilarious, but they say some outlandish stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, they were waiting until the pitch slowed down before they brought him in. Really? He can only bowl when the pitch is slow. That's what you're telling me. This guy that won the purple cap last year, every single pitch was slow. That's what you're telling me. Stop it. Why bring him in now? You know what I equate that to, Nick? I hate when my team's getting blown up in football, baseball, whatever, and a guy hits a meaningless home run, you're getting beat 13-1, and you want a bat flip. Or you score a meaningless touchdown or get a big catch when you're getting blown out by 40 points or 28 points. That's meaningless. This was a meaningless start for him. They're not going to win. The season's over. Why not give that chance or opportunity to an Indian bowler or a young guy that you can build for next year and say, oh, I didn't know he could do that. Let's see what that's how you do. Does that make any sense with the youth movement? Explain.
I've heard this argument like 10 times in like the last 12 hours.
Gosh,
10 times.
aggravating. It's
I get it.
aggravating. What are they thinking? Gosh. And I'm no hater, but come on. If you didn't use them all season, let's use them now when we're in the dumpster, when we're in the toilet. What are we
asking for them all season? Gabe, do you realize that you say these things over and over?
Probably not. I can't remember what I said yesterday. All right. What did I not like? What did I not like on the Mumbai Indians side? Here's honestly. They've done it twice. They've done it twice, Nick. You should be trying to play or battle to win first place, right? I watched the last Mumbai game. I watched it vehemently, okay? I watched the SmackDown. At what point did Rohit Sharma get hurt? I'll wait. There was no injury. There was no injury. He's unfit. What does that mean? Okay, Pattinson is a bowler, so he needs to rest. Now, granted, the guy they brought in to bowl, Coulter now, could bowl. I just feel like you can't take your foot off the gas right now. It's not like you got a 3 or 4 game lead. You want to finish 1 or 2, and you got the same exact record as the guys that are with you, RCB, and you. I mean, maybe they don't care. We'll walk in 3rd seed or 4th seed. We don't need the extra game. But if I am Mumbai, I'm doing everything in my unless Rohit Sharma's leg was falling off or arm was falling off. Why didn't he play? Like, that's one of your biggest bats. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Gabe,
I don't get it.
You have Pollard as a temporary captain. They beat this team in the 13th over. Gabe, they know their team. It was a genius move. They beat him in the 13th over. They didn't even need the hitman. They didn't need anyone but 2 batsmen. We thought they were going to bring out Surya Kumar Yadav. They brought out Kishan, Takak, and that's all she wrote.
Can I ask you a question? Did that work out with DC? Could they have used Pattinson? Could they have used the guys they've been counting on all year long? Or did
this
they
ain't DC, baby. This is Mumbai. And again, they're playing a team. They're playing a team that probably doesn't deserve to have their spot in the IPL right now.
Wow. Bro, don't make me come over there. I don't have to cut your face, bro. All right? It's me invited.
I'm only laughing because there's going to be so much hate. I'm going to see what's the over-under and how many times you're Nick and you're wrong and you're disrespectful, Nick. How many times? 20 times. Guys, if you're a true sports fan and you can't handle a little bit of trash talk, you might be in the wrong business, my friends. You really are. You can't tell me the team's in last place, and you can't tell me, no, they're really good. They just had some bad breaks. They got chased in the 13th over. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
So my point is, though, are these phantom injuries or are they resting guys? Let's just be honest, because we see it all the time. They're resting guys.
That could mean he's sick. He had the flu. Because nowadays, you don't want to say sick because you are going to think about COVID or something like that. Who knows? Food poisoning, right?
I feel like they're resting guys, and I think they're doing it too early. I think that once you for sure got the number 1 or 2 seed locked up, then yeah, go ahead and rest. But when one game might cost you the 1 or 2 seed, and now you lose the opportunity to play twice and get the championship, it's such a huge advantage. You know what I'm saying, Nick? And don't get me wrong, this isn't me just killing Mumbai because Nick's a Mumbai fan and I'm a CSK fan and I'm anti-Mumbai. Did I not also make the same claim when DC who was it that DC lost to? And DC had just sat down one of their players on top of they lost to Kings 11. And remember, when they lost to Kings 11, they also sat somebody down on top of them.
Norkia was injured though, so I mean,
was he?
That's what the report was.
All of a sudden, everybody's getting injured. They're unfit, or is it? We're in first place. You see teams do this all the time. Let's cruise. Let's rest our guys. And
you said it yourself. The long layoff, the COVID, people are dropping like flies with all these injuries. You've said that point yourself many times.
I have, but I saw Pant get hurt. I saw Dwayne Bravo get hurt. Did you see? Guys, tell me in the comments, when did Rohit Sharma get hurt? I will review the whole game and frame by frame, and you tell me the moment he got hurt in that game.
Do you remember a man named Ken Griffey Jr.?
Of course.
You remember how he got seriously injured and he was out for a long time? Remember how he did that?
It was on a swing. Yeah, he was
No, he cut his hand cutting up some tomatoes at home. Okay. Sometimes, yes, it happened right before the season started. He was out for a few months because he cut his hand before the season started. Sometimes things happen. What happened to your man, Aaron Boone, after he hit the home run, the game winning one to walk off in 2003, right? He was ready to get some big money because he was a hero. He injured himself in a pickup basketball game,
yeah, I remember
right?
that.
You're not going to have cameras everywhere. But, it is what it is. Gabe, are you still on the dislike? Can I go yet?
That's what I dislike, Nick. What did you dislike?
Now, to that credit, I don't know why Pattinson's sitting for so long. I know Nathan Colton-Nile is just this amazing bowler, and he's just the best bowler in the entire world. Pattinson is still like in the top 11 for wickets taken. He's missed 3 matches. This guy was rocking and rolling. This guy was getting 1 or 2 wickets every single match. And yes, give him a 3-match rest. That's beautiful. But you want to have some juices flowing. You want to have some game time in you before you go to the playoffs if he's going to be used. Maybe they said, okay, we got Nathan Colton-Nile. He's good to go. We don't need you, Pattinson. I think that's wrong because Pattinson was right there with Bolt getting wickets left and right. Now Bolt has this huge day today. That's what I disliked on the Mumbai side. I'm a huge fan of Pattinson. I'm a huge fan of take the people that have gotten you there. And it's not like he's some scrub who had like a 9-wicket match, and that's how he got all his wickets. This guy was very, very consistent. That's what I dislike on the CSK side because there's not much to dislike. The bowling was great. The 2 batsmen did their job. DeCock did a great job. And yes, I finally picked him on fantasy, so I'm not hating on him anymore. What did I dislike on the CSK side? Oh my gosh. I mean, it's too obvious, isn't it? It's too obvious. They lost a wicket in the first over, the second over, the second over, the third over, the 6th over. I changed my rule, Gabe. You don't want to lose 5 wickets in the power play. It's not going to bode well for you to lose 6 wickets in the power play. And guess what? For good measure, they lost 1 the 7th too. Just in case you want to add that in there, you don't want to end. I want to lose 5 in the power play. I want to look at the stats. I want the numbers guy from baseball to come over here and help us out. How many times the team lost 5 in the power play and went on to win? I can't imagine it's happened too often.
I don't know. Maybe as many times as that somebody has scored 49 in IPL and been all out.
Hey, that's okay. Pass is the pass, brother. Pass in the pass, and that's not RCB this year. Not this year. Leg before wicket by Bolt. Caught from the cock by Bolt. Caught from the cock by Bumrah. Caught by Surya Kumar by Bumrah. Caught by the cock. I had to cock my fantasy squad. Oh my gosh. Stumps by the cock. Caught by Krunal. What does that tell you? The bowlers are doing their jobs, but the fielding is doing their job. This team is so fantastic, but there are some deep teams at the top. I'm not ready to be all hubris and say that they're going to win everything. I hope they do. I hope they or RCB does, but I'm not going to go that far yet. But man, things are looking good. You didn't need anyone on the batting side but 2 guys. That's all you needed.
I mean, you made a comment today that kind of solidified how good this team is. And you said, I thought that Krunal was more known for his bat. They haven't had to use him. He's bat it one time that I can remember, once, and he had a 200 strike rate. And I remember watching it like, why doesn't this guy get the hit? Oh, because Pollard doesn't even get the hit. Bro, it was 6-4, 6-4. That's what 20 runs in 4 balls. This guy oh my gosh. And I'm like, it's disgusting how much talent they got, but why break up the chemistry? And that was my only comment, Nick, about the Rohit Sharma, because come on, one time, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so all of a sudden, Pattinson got unfit or hurt, and now so did Rohit Sharma? No, they're resting dudes. And I think that sometimes that's just a dangerous formula, you know what I'm saying? But why? The fact that Krunal hasn't even had the hit, he had one time where they said, all right, young fella, we need you. And he performed. But other than that, today, I was thinking to myself, man, I should have had Pollard. No, we're hit Sharma. He's the captain. He's probably going to put himself at 4 or 5. He's going to go off. He didn't even bat. They didn't need him. Pollard bowled 1 inning.
Let me give you some inside information, and only I know this. So every team at the beginning of the season, they get different supplies, materials to keep their bats in shape and all this kind of stuff. Each team is also given like one of those 6-packs of the Swiffer dusters, right? Mumbai has gone through all their Swiffer dusters this year because they have so many bats that are collecting dust because they're not being used at all. You know what they had to do today? They had to go to CSK's pile and say, since you guys aren't using these dusters whatsoever, we're going to borrow them. We need them for Patty Brothers bats and Pollard's bats. They have gone through more Swiffer dusters than anyone else in the history of the IPL. Thank you very much.
It's an embarrassment of riches. Like, if you honestly look at it, bro, like, some of their good hitters don't even get a shot to hit. Today, if you started Mumbai Indians, and I know many people did because they figured, oh, Sarjar, oh, yum, fantasy points, oh, against CSK, they're going to put up 250. They didn't need to. All right, they didn't need to. And unless you started, by the way, this guy here started both of them, Ishan Kishan and Quentin Ducat. Just saying, unless you started those guys, they screwed you.
Or Bolt, or Boomerang.
I mean? Or Bolt. But on the batsman side, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. Those guys gave you nothing. All right, man. And, dude, that's a danger. Like, completely off the topic of this game. Tonight for us, but tomorrow morning is 3 a.m. game, right? Double hitter, Saturdays. That means you got to set your lineup tonight, unless you're going to wake up at 2:45 to set your lineup to see who's going to play. Are you confident you're going to see the same names tomorrow in the lineup for the games that are supposed to play? You know what I mean? You don't want to waste. It's the end of the season. I know on our fantasy league or whatnot, we got a couple people that are holding out to the top of this. But hey, we're coming down to the wire. I know my girl Renille, she's holding on for dear life. She ain't got too many moves left, right? And I mean, like, you're running out of moves. You cannot waste a move on a guy you're not sure is starting. Or, worst case scenario, is starting, but doesn't even take the bat off his shoulder. He's like, I just stayed in the dressing room today, chilling, drinking my tea and crumpets. I don't got points for that. Can I get a mulligan? Can a brother get out right? You know what I'm saying,
out of control. You guys are he's out of control. Guys, what did we learn? I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Oh man, I want to do it so badly, but I just don't know how much hate I want to get. I don't know. I'm getting kind of used to it now. CSK, I didn't learn nothing. They were the team I thought they were when they came in. Plain and simple. Mumbai, I didn't learn nothing. This team is the team that we thought they were. This is the team that you lose your captain for whatever reason. You lose Pattinson for whatever reason. You take out this guy. You take out that guy. They put in Tawari back in there. Doesn't matter. This team chased him in 13. They didn't need 7 overs and 4 balls. They got 116 runs. This team is dangerous. It's going to be so much fun come playoff time. They are in playoff form. They are ready to go. And, CSK fans, I love you as a person, as a human being. But I'm just loving life too much. Gabe, what'd you learn?
What did I learn? My prediction, no joke. It's going to be DC Capitals and Mumbai Indians. And why do I say that? Because they've got the best bowling staff outside of RCB. And today, even though obviously CSK was a disaster, guys, the pitch has dramatically slowed down. Even good teams are having trouble scoring 160. You know what I mean? 170. Gone are the days of 200, 207, 210. That ain't happening, cousin. So now when you look at the playoffs, you got to say, okay, who's got the best bowling lineup, all right? Who got the guys who's got the good spinners, all right? And who's got the guys that are just throwing gas that are going to be able to get it by people and basically knock the bat right out of their hand. And to me, when you look at Mumbai, you got Bumrah, you got Pattinson, who they got in the witness protection program, allegedly sick or unfit. Just saying. Okay. They also got NCN, who we just found out about. All right. And Bolt. Oh, and the Cronals can bowl. Oh my gosh. And guess what? Pollard 1 over 4 wickets. Huh? It's an embarrassment of riches. It's an embarrassment of riches. DC. Okay, they got Rabada in DC. They've got Axar Patel on DC, the all-rounder. They've got what's the other bowler's name? Wow, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Norkia. Did you say Pollard 1 over and 4 wickets?
No, 1 over and 4 runs. My apologies. 1 over and 4 runs.
I was like,
Great economy rate though, 4 runs. You know what I'm saying? One over at Sharjar, 1 over 4 runs. They got Norkia, right? These teams are deep. Now, as much as I like the changes that RCB has made, Morrison ain't Rabada. Morrison ain't Boomerang. And he's the best bowler on that staff. So since these scores are so low, I think that bowling is going to carry the championship, Nick. So that's why I think it's going to be Mumbai and DC. But anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's cricket. Anything can happen. But that's what I've learned. You know what? You guys, we mentioned it before. We saw this in the CPL. Scores came way down. It happened a lot quicker in CPL than it did IPL. But finally, we got some scores that if tomorrow my Knight Riders go out and score against Delhi Capitals 140 or 150, I'll feel good about that. 140, 150, they may be able to defend that. Maybe. We'll see. But you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, you're not going to see, for fantasy, forget about those big scores, the 200. I think that the people that got the leads earlier on are going to be so hard to beat, Nick, because they got those huge leads when guys were routinely scoring 70s and 80s. You got the big I think what's his name? Samson got 100 plus back-to-back games, right? It was like 140 and then something else. I can't remember what it was, or 89. But I mean, like, you're not going to see those scores too much. And then when somebody does go off, like we had Dewan go off the other day for 100 runs, nobody on the team, nobody else did anything, all right? So if you had those other players, you're done. You're done. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. But tomorrow, guys, we got a double hitter. Kolkata Knight Riders, Delhi Capitals. It's tough. My mistress versus my sleeper team to get in there. If the mistress loses this game, it's just about over. Knight Rider fans, let's hope that they can pull it out. Let us hope. Let us hope. Even though I heard something disturbing, no Russell. They were saying something about between Russell and Narayan this year. They combined their innings. They got less than 100 runs combined. That's insane, bro. Insane. And they've both been hurt or unfit in, I want to say, two games apiece for, not counting the suspension, just hurt or unfit, where they were playing and they were hurt out of the games they played. Are you kidding me? Like, did somebody do the juju on them or something, bro? These guys aren't old. Narayan isn't old, all right? Andre Russell ain't old. What's going on, man? But I don't think they got enough for DC. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Think. And then the second game is who is it?
Kings 11 and SRH. Let me just say about Mumbai, because I glossed over the bowling. You didn't have one person above 6.2 on the economy rate. We haven't seen that. All guys in single digits for economy rate. Every single one of them pulled their weight. Every single one of them. That was a masterful performance. This was such a fun game for your Mumbai fans. CSK fans, I do feel bad for you, but I enjoyed it too much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for all the cricket. We appreciate you guys so much. And until next time,
that's 6 runs.